Welcome, denizens of the internet. This is Zachamus Prime, aka Zachamus Prime, with another Transformers third-party review. This time we are reviewing, oh, by the way, Titanonetoys. That's who brought you this review. I'm actually borrowing this figure straight from the guy who does this, so it's great. Oh man. Today we're reviewing, is this Wildrider? No, that's not Wildrider. This is not Wildrider. It kind of looks like him, but it's not. No, this is Disooooooorrrder. Disooooooorrrder. Anyhow, this is the Transformission Disooooooorrrder. This is a really nice figure. He makes this really nice little car. Like, this is like, man, like the look of this is the matte, like dark gray. Just really like looks good. I can't seem to get that tab to fit together and stay. Oh. But the matte finish on it is just really pops. And then the red windows look really striking. Of course, you know my obsession with red and black, and it carries on to this car. This car just looks gorgeous. Silver painted rims there. Really nothing in terms of paint apps on this. Except on the underside, these right here are vehicle mode specific paint apps. Even though you don't really ever see them unless you turn it over and be like, hey, look, a robot. But like, I mean, you're going to display it like this. You're not going to display it like this, but maybe only showing that much of the car. There's no way. No, it's going to be displayed like this. So those don't get seen. So it's a nice touch that they added them in. But yeah, so this is Disooooooorrrder. He is part of their, part of Transformission's, which is, by the way, spoiler alert, it's Generation Toy. They don't even make a secret of it. If you look on the Transformission boxes, it specifically says Generation Toy. By the way, I want to point out that Generation Toy has quickly become one of my favorite third-party companies. I picked up their IDW style Optimus Prime, and it is astounding. Like, I cannot, that may be my favorite third-party figure of all time. Certainly my favorite of this year, even though the year's not really out yet, so I'm going to kind of reserve judgment until it all comes out, but I think that's where I'm going to go. But this guy, he looks really good. He's going to be part of their Stunticon combiner set to make, what do they call them? Armageddon? No, that's a different one. I forget offhand. But, so he does technically have a limb mode. All that you do for the limb mode is you pull up the hood and crumple it a little bit, and it doesn't look like anything except for a car with a crumpled hood. So I'm not going to go into that. I will go into that later because my plans are to review the whole set. Yes, the whole set. I'm getting giddy just thinking about it. All right, let's get down to transformation. So to start this guy transforming up, you're going to take this gun, take that out. You can straighten that, stick that off to the side. We're going to raise this up, and we're going to pull out these sections here, like thusly. Now, there's a little bit of like weird clearance issues with the hood, and it's not my favorite part, but we will work through this together, you and me and everybody else listening. You and me, man. So we're gonna take these, basically once you get this over the windshield, then you can turn it around. There's a pivot in here. Get that turned around. And now it's super easy to deal with. Like super easy to deal with now that we got that all out of the way. So we're going to take these. There are tabs right in here that go into tabs in here. They're just all tabbed together. You yank up on these sections here. yank, yank up, come on, yank, yank, push in. Yeah, not a whole lot of difference, but a little bit of a difference. Enough that it kind of breaks up the silhouette a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Stick those together. These here, this kind of comes down on a double joint, and it just kind of sits here. You can like tuck these in a little bit. They don't really do anything. They just tuck in a little bit. And yeah, there's that. And then we're gonna come up to here, and we're gonna lift up this section here. This window will fold in whoosh, on both sides. Whoosh. And then this right here, we're gonna rotate it. This is the bicep joint. And straighten out his arm. Straighten out his hand. Again, with the other side. Bicep, elbow, wrist. Hey, hey, he's got arms. All right, now we're gonna yank on his arms, and that's going to extend out his chest section. Like that. And with that extended out, we're going to open this panel here, pull out his head. It has a very nice little tab here to grab. Super easy. Close that back up, and there's his head. Now, he's missing legs. We're going to deal with that next. You're going to take these tires, we're going to pull on them right here. They will come untabbed from inside here. And then this whole section folds down, and the tire folds back in. We're going to kind of split these. On the front section, we're going to grab this like thusly, and we're just kind of like lift up on it. Oh wait, no, I missed a stop. There's a tab in here. There's a panel. That panel needs to be pulled up now, because there's a tab right here that fits into that slot. Now this whole thing comes up. It comes up, I say, on this double joint here. There's this double joint right in here. The foot will swing out and around and straighten up. And then this panel right here, which was the roof of the car, it's going to fold in. And that's going to tuck in behind there and make some really cool looking detail, just like sitting behind that red window. Oh man, it looks really good. We're going to close it back up. This is going to tuck in here. It's going to tuck in here. Gosh, don't make a liar of me. And that clips together. Pull out his heel spur. There's a leg. That's a leg right there. Again, with the other side. This panel, this wheel, this panel on the inside. Then we're going to pull this whole thing out. Out. Down halfway through, we're going to pull this part out. Fold this section in. And then recombine everything together on the other side. And last but not least, put his legs on the right way. And there he is, Disooooooorrrder in his robot mode. And he looks really good. He has great proportions. He's a good masterpiece scale figure. He's a good masterpiece aesthetic figure. Well, I mean, he definitely is the IDW comic book aesthetic, but like he nails it to a T. But he's got the whole all the proper colors. He does have this backpack here in the wing sections. Of course, these are part of his character design in the IDW comics. But aside from that, like, he's not like laden down with car parts. He's got what he needs to look like, hey, he transforms into a car, but he doesn't have like all this like car crap just like hanging off of his back and the back of his legs and stuff like that. He's like really, he makes it for a really good figure. And I'm impressed with it. It's the transformation on this is simple, but it's really solid. So let's go down to posability. In terms of posability, he looks up and down incrementally. Like, this guy defines incrementally. I'd have to pull out like a protractor that gives me minutes and seconds to tell you how many degrees that is, because that's not very much at all. His arm will go all the way around, I suppose, out all the way. Gives him a good tree pose. He's got, you know, full rotation on his bicep, though his bicep joint is off center. So if you rotate it too much, it starts looking kind of funny. Technically a double joint in his elbow, but one of them actually just folds that way. So he's really got the one joint, but it goes a good degree right there. Wrist swivel all the way about. All of his fingers are put together into one chunk, so no crooked pointing on that guy. He has a waist joint, which we demonstrated as part of the transformation. Little skirt armors here allow his leg to go forward all the way, backwards, all the way, outwards, all the way. Good posability on that. He does have an upper thigh swivel. He's got a little less than 90 degrees on his knee joint. Bit of tilt on his ankle, and a bit of forward and back. So he will get pretty good poses. You know, he'll move about. He'll look good. He'll look great on the shelf. He can do like a kneeling pose, I think, if I remember correctly. I had him in, nope, maybe I didn't. Maybe it was one of his buddies. I had somebody in the kneeling pose. But you know, these little parts here, they are on joints that will allow them to move out, and they just get right out of the way. If you want them out, they'll move out. Kind of have them like here. So they're there and prevalent, but they don't get in the way of the posability at all. And it just, he just looks good. I mean, maybe it's the like dark gray and red and silver talking to me, but I like the way this figure looks. It's a fun figure to transform. It's a fun figure to play with. And oh yeah, he turns into a giant part of a giant robot later. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome. Anyhow, that pretty much wraps this up. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a comment and like, and maybe even subscribe to my channel if you feel like it. And if you plan on getting this figure, get in touch with titanonetoys. See if he's got any for sale, or if you can get a hold of any for you. He's a great guy. He will do his best to meet your needs. Anyhow, everybody have a great day, and be good to each other.